All right, what is good, everybody? Welcome to the trade recap. Today is 7/11. Oh fuck, I didn't even realize that. Might go to 7-Eleven and get a Slurpee. Anyways, coming into this morning, I originally had a bullish bias. I took one short today, and then I forward tested another short, and they both hit take profit. But we'll go over everything in a second. So coming into market open, this is all I had marked out. We had an unfilled 4-hour right here, which is this blue line. We had Asian highs up here, Asian lows down here, which had an SMT. So let's just go ahead and mark it out so you guys can see. We had an Asian low SMT. And then on top of that, we had a 15-minute fair value gap that was getting respected pre-market and an hourly bearish. So what I wanted to see was I wanted to see this 15-minute get respected, possibly invert a 5-minute bearish gap, and then we can target like right here as our break-even point and these London highs, which is this red line, and this 4-hour unfilled gap, which is this blue line, right? But I didn't really want to take a trade until 10 o'clock because we did have this hourly bearish, even though I was convicted that we were going to go higher on the day towards London, right? So on the 15-minute as market open, we invert this bullish 15-minute gap. So it kind of threw me all off. And we also had a bearish SMT right here, right? So NASDAQ swept out these 15-minute highs. ES did not. So now I'm like, okay, maybe we are going to go lower towards here. And then from here, maybe we can see in a reversal back up. But I was being very patient. Like I said, I didn't really, especially with market open, I didn't really want to take anything until 10 o'clock. So fast forward 15 minutes. What do? We fucking have a Drake to the upside and drop down to the 5-minute. What happened on the 5-minute, right? We inversed this. We inverse this bearish gap, creating a bullish gap. So from here, perfect. I wanted to take longs originally to start the day. So all I wanted to see was something like this. Now we create this. I want to see something in here. And then maybe we can get an inversion out of here and go higher, right? Towards London highs and that unfilled gap, because I was really convicted on these draws on liquidity for this morning. However, it didn't give us an entry, as you can see. Well, at least it didn't give me an entry. You guys might have found one, but I didn't. We ended up sweeping out London highs. When we were on ES, fuck, is it gonna, oh no, it's still on bar replay, cool. When we were on ES, you can tell London highs are in BFE all the way the fuck up here. So we had another giant bearish SMT. So I was like, cool. What can we target down here to possibly take profits at, right? So we had BPR right here, which is balanced price range. And then we had this giant, I wouldn't say unfilled gap. However, in my eyes, it's not filled because look at this shit, right? We have a fucking pubic hair in it, right? So I wanted to see it push into it, at least into like BPR area, whatever, right? But it went straight to our draws on liquidity. We had a SMT with the London highs, and I didn't want to short from here for a variety of reasons. Price really wasn't giving us an inversion on the lower time frame, and we had an unfilled 4-hour up here. The last time I shorted or longed against an unfilled gap, I forgot which way I went, but I got fucked, right? Price ended up going towards the gap and then reversing, so I should have waited, and I've learned from that since then. So fast forward a few minutes. Price came into this 5-minute, and you could have took something towards this 4-hour gap. However, I didn't want to just because we had a fucking London high SMT, so I wasn't fully convicted. But I'm sure you guys could have found something. I think there was a 30-second in here. There wasn't anything on like the 2-minute. No, there wasn't a 2-minute. I think it was a 30-second because yeah, there's nothing right. Yeah, there's not even something on the 1-minute. There was a 30-second. I don't have a 30-second chart on fucking this. I used my 30-second chart on Top Step. However, there was a 30-second that you guys could have longed. I just didn't like it because of that 5-minute unfilled gap beneath me and this bearish SMT with London highs. But yeah, it was a good long, 20 points. But I didn't take that. I was waiting for us to push into this 4-hour unfilled and then target like maybe an unfilled 15-minute gap, which we ended up getting right here, right? This is what this blue line is. Here, I'll mark it out for you guys so you guys can actually see it, right? So I'll mark it in green as our take profit area. These can get deleted because these are irrelevant. Actually, I'll keep these on because price ended up hitting those later. So this is my thought process now. We're in this 4-hour gap. If you guys come over to ES, we have a 4-hour fair value gap SMT. We have a London high SMT, as long as NASDAQ sweeping out London highs and NASDAQ is in a 4-hour fair value gap, right? So from here, all I'm looking for is on the lower time frames 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As the first inversion I get on whatever is the highest between these, whatever is the highest inversion between those 5, I'm going to take it. And my original target was these. Well, this was going to be my break even, and this was going to be my take profit. However, we kept ripping higher, and all I really needed was like $400 to secure payout. So I wasn't looking to fucking take the whole move, right? Coming down on the 1 minute. Oh my God, please load. Thank you. Right, we just keep ripping higher, ripping higher, ripping higher. Nothing's really showing. We have a 3-minute fair value gap right here. Nothing else. Watch, we'll go to the 4-minute. I'll show you. Yeah, there's nothing on the 4-minute. There's nothing on the 2-minute. We have a 3-minute fair value gap, right? So as of right now, all I'm waiting on is to inverse this to go lower. That's all I'm waiting on. Okay, we're respecting it. We're respecting it. Boom. Okay, we get the inversion. Fuck. Go to this kind of right. Okay. Pete. We get the inversion, right? But if my take profit is right here at this green line and my stops are above this, say I entered off the inversion, look at this RR, right? This RR is absolute dog shit. So what did I do? I set a limit order at this inversion, because what I've learned over screen time and just over however X amount of time I've been trading is most of the time when we invert something on the lower time frames, price likes to retrace, tap into it just barely, and then continue farther down, right? So I set a limit order right here, and let's just see what price does. Boom. Okay, so it threw me in a trade as soon as price reversed into it, kind of chopping around, and then bang, right? We ended up smacking the shit out of it, right? Just stops were at this. My stops weren't in the best place, right? There was a 1 minute for value gap up there that price could have easily went to. However, I was really just targeting like a 1-to-1. Ended up getting a 1.5 out of it. Could have went a little higher for like a 1-to-1, like put my stops up here, but I mean, I didn't think there was a reason to do that. I was pretty convicted that price was going to continue lower. So put my stops right here. We ended up smacking TP, which was this 15-minute unfilled. Now, I forward tested this other trade for a few reasons, because here's why I forward tested and didn't take it, right? Because if I wanted to take shorts, I would like to see this 15-minute for value gap get ran through. However, it didn't end up getting ran through, right? We're respecting it. So we could have easily just came down here, respected this, and then reversed back up to go higher, right? Especially with the market, how the way the market has been moving the past few days. You never fucking know. And we hardly even get retraces anymore. So that's what I was looking at. So let's get rid of this line because it's a lot on the screen. Get rid of this line. The inversion's still there. London highs are right here. We can get rid of London highs. All right. So here is our 15-minute for value gap. It's still getting respected, right? So fast forward a few minutes, right? Oh, fuck. Come to right here, right? Price retrace a little bit. Okay, cool. What did price retrace into? This 5-minute gap. So if you missed that original entry, could have seen something like this. I'll just make it pink so you guys can see it. We had a 5-minute bearish value gap right here that price came into and respected, right? We didn't inverse it, so we respected it. And then from there, what were our targets still? We had these 5-minute intermediate lows right here. We had, let me just make it black. We had this fair value gap that got filled, but by a fucking ball sack here. And then we also had BPR, I'm not going to mark BPR, but we also had BPR right here, right? So if you want, you could have extendo clipped this shit all the way down here like that. Now, I personally wouldn't because I just aim for like 1-to-2, 1-to-1. That's all I fucking need. But that's what your target could have been on the sell side, right? So let's see what price ended up doing. We don't have anything, but what do we have? We didn't have anything on the 2, 3, 4, or 5 minute. But what do we have? We have this 1 minute for value gap they got disrespected. Now, again, I didn't take this because A, I already won, so I was one and done for the day. And B, at the time we inversed that 1 minute gap, we were still respecting this 15 minute, right? We didn't inverse this 15 minute. Now, if we inverse this 15 minute, I would have been a lot more highly convict, right? So, we inverse this 1 minute gap, stops at the highs inside the 5 minute for value gap. Those should be protected highs. And then my original take profit was to these. Well, if I would have took it, it would have been to these 5 minute lows right here, and my break even point would have been this, right? Oh, fuck. This would have been my break even. So let's just see how this played out. Chop, and then we would have hit take profit. Now, we ended up getting Drake to the downside, ended up hitting our second take profit, which was this fair value gap, and I don't know if we ended up hitting BPR. Yeah, we did. So, boom, all three of our fucking take profits would have been hit off this trade. Now, I forward tested it again for two reasons, because at the time we inversed 1 minute, we were still respecting this 15 minute, and then I already took a dub on the day, so that's all I really fucking needed. So, those were the two trades I was really looking at. I don't know what price is doing right now. I really don't give a fuck. It's already 11:30. Yeah, see, price retraced back up. Ended up retouching this 1 minute gap and then continuing lower. What did I say? Price likes to retouch inversions and whatnot. But yeah, that's all that was for today. I'm sure you guys could have caught long somewhere. However, the strategy I trade, there was no longs. This fucking hourly gap can go. So with that being said, that will be all for today. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I will be back. I think, well, the Beginner's Blueprint to Success drops in 25 minutes. Go ahead and check that out. It's the first day, like I said, it'll be Monday through Saturday, every day at 12 p.m. Eastern time. It's a 40-part series teaching you guys how to trade the way I trade and what I look at on the charts. Really broken down. There's nothing too crazy about it. I try to keep it as simple as possible. So Monday through Saturday, essentially, it's like TJR's Bootcamp, just the way I trade, right? And then I will be back Sunday at 5 p.m. with a brief overview of what we are going to do in the following week and what we can possibly look at regarding news and etc. That'll be a quick video Sunday at 5 p.m. So I will catch y'all boys on Monday or Sunday. Y'all have a great weekend.